Okay. So have you ever been in one of those meetings where you are just like swamped,
Oh, yeah.
but you don't really know how to say it?
Right.
Like how to tell everyone
Yeah.
without
Without sounding.
sounding negative?
Yeah.
Or like a complainer?
Exactly.
Today we are diving deep
We are.
into the vocabulary of workload.
Ooh, I love this one.
It's kind of these tiny little phrases that can make or break how people perceive you at work and how smoothly projects get done.
I think what's fascinating about this is people use these phrases all the time but don't really think about them.
Right.
And if they thought about the words that they were using, they might...
Subtle.
It's very subtle.
It's like
you can set expectations, you can collaborate effectively,
Yeah.
and even reduce stress if you use the right words.
Reduce stress. Well, you've got my attention.
I think so.
Okay, so one thing that really jumped out at me in the research was the contrast between just saying like, I'm busy.
Right.
Versus I have a steady workload. We've all said things like, oh, my plate's full or,
right. Slammed.
Yeah, slammed or whatever.
Swamped.
But then I saw this phrase.
Okay.
The workload is dry.
Okay.
Dry. Is that good or bad?
It's not something you hear every day.
No.
So like tied up or full plate, that's a temporary thing, but it's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
But dry is almost like...
I'm bored.
Yeah. Or like, hey, I'm ready for a new challenge.
Okay.
So it's kind of a subtle way to signal to your manager that you've got bandwidth.
Really?
Without directly saying, hey, give me more to do.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So you could say something like if you were going for a promotion.
Okay.
And your boss was like, oh, there's this new project.
Right.
You could be like, well, things are pretty dry right now, so I'm definitely up for a new challenge.
Right.
Versus, my plate's pretty full at the moment, but I'm happy to take a look.
Exactly.
Both are professional. But one is like...
One is subtle. Subtly.
It's all about using those nuances to your advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what about expedite versus fast track?
Okay.
I feel like on the surface, they kind of mean the same thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's more to it.
You're right to be a little cautious.
Okay.
Because they both imply a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
But expedite is much more general.
Okay.
So you could expedite any process, but fast track implies more of a structured approach.
Okay.
Where specific steps are skipped to get things done more quickly.
Okay, so isn't fast track kind of a dangerous one to throw around with like your superiors?
Yeah.
Like what if they think you're trying to cut corners?
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Context is key.
Yeah.
So imagine if you need a decision from your boss to move a project forward.
Right.
You would ask them to expedite a decision.
Okay.
Which just means to remove roadblocks.
Right.
But if you say, can you fast track this entire product launch?
Ooh, yeah, that's different.
That implies much bigger shifts.
And perhaps calculated risks.
Okay.
So choose that one wisely.
Choose wisely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about the phrases that kind of gauge capacity.
Okay.
Both for you and for like your team as a whole.
Yeah.
So things like, I want to gauge the team's bandwidth for this.
Right.
Or can we reassess the workload distribution?
Yes. Love that.
It feels very preventative.
It is.
Yeah.
It is absolutely. It's proactive language that helps prevent burnout and keeps projects on track.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting till everyone is like drowning in work, you're opening up the conversation ahead of time.
It makes me think.
Yeah.
Think back to a time when you were just totally overloaded at work.
Oh, yeah.
Could you have used one of these phrases to like head that off at the pass?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Great point.
Even just casually in conversation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Could have made a big difference.
Could.
Right.
Yeah. So I think we can all agree that even these small little word choices about workload can have a really big impact.
Huge on how you're perceived.
Yeah, how you're perceived, how things get done.
And how smoothly things go.
Yeah.
Here's one final thought to chew on.
Okay.
Pay attention to how other people are using this language.
Ooh.
Especially your bosses or team leaders.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a window into their work style, their priorities, and how they perceive their own capacity.
Interesting.
So what they say and what they do might reveal some interesting insights.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so why not experiment with some of these phrases?
Yes.
This week.
Love it.
At work, and just see how it shifts the dynamic.
Yeah.
You might be surprised.
Yeah, I think so.
Until next time, happy communicating.